Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to program Alexa using Losant. Losant is nothing but a IoT platform and it helps us to program Alexa without any coding. It is a graphical kind of a platform. So when you are created a skill in Alexa, it will go to Losant and then we are going to make use of a third-party API, a free API to get some data and then get it back to Alexa in the response. You can go to losant.com to access the features and to know more about the Losant. So here, as you can see, it's an IoT platform. You can directly start building by going over this. They provide a free account for a general purpose, for developer purpose, and then there is an enterprise account uh, which will be costing you some money. So here in this tutorial we are going to make use of the general account for our purpose, because the free account, general account, provides mostly all the features, but with some limitations over the users. Creating account of Losant is very easy. You just have to provide some basic information over here, and then you are ready to make use of the Losant. Along with Losant, we'll be requiring Amazon developer account. So to build Alexa skills, we'll be requiring this Amazon developer account. I have already created my Losant account and I have already logged into my account. So this is how its main page looks like. So first we will, as you can see, I had already created one Alexa skill, an application in Losant. So firstly, in Losant we have to create one application. So for you, if you are starting for the first time, it may look like a little different than this, but then you can directly create a new application. For example, I will write test Alexa skill. You can name anything and provide an owner as your sandbox. Basically, when you are creating a general account, a free account on Losant, they will be providing you a sandbox. So inside that sandbox, your application will be residing. So let's create one application. Okay. So it will be very fast. As you can see, this application is already created. Inside this application, we will be requiring one Wavebook. So in the left panel, there is, under data sources, there is something called as Wavebooks. So let's quickly create one Wavebook. You can go to add Wavebook. It is named something like this. You can name as per your choice and then provide under verification as Alexa. You can even provide a basic authentication to this Wavebook, but for Alexa we are not going to make use of this basic authentication. This Losant platform is an IoT platform. So if you are creating a Wavebook, it can be used for other purposes as well. It is not specifically to be used only for Alexa. That's why they have provided you with basic authentication as well. It is important to mark this wait for reply for workflow. So mark it is under custom replies, and then click on create waybook. I am repeating, please mark this wait for reply from workflow and then only click on create waybook. So our waybook is created, and in the top right corner it will be providing you one URL. This URL will be of your waybook. Once your waybook is created, as you can see, there are three tabs over here. First is settings, second is test, and third is workflows. So now we are going to create one workflow. So click on workflows, and then here, as you can see, create a workflow for when this waybook is invoked. So we are going to create workflow by clicking on this create workflow. Now as you can see, you are inside your workflow. The workflow name, as you can see in the settings panel, is right now by default is waybook space Alexa waybook_1. So you can also rename this as something called as Alexa workflow 1. Click on update and click on this toggle live debug stream. So right now click on this waybook and copy this waybook link. This is your waybook link which was shown in the previous screen as well, URL of your Losant waybook. So copy this and keep it somewhere. For now I am going to keep it in my notepad. Now for the moment we are done with the Losant. Now we are going to Alexa developer console for creating Alexa skill. But before that, let me just tell you about the third-party API which we are going to call and get the data from the third-party API. So I am going to make use of this dummy API which are provided by n161.tech. So they have provided several APIs over here. As you can see, their base path is this https:/n161.tech API dummy API /user. Then you can get a user list /tag for getting tag list. So I am going to make use of this /tag. So let's try this in the Explorer. If I click on submit, it comes, and with the data as a key, it's in the response is in a JSON format. So data is our key whose value is an array which contains a lot of values like funny, picture, text, and post. We are going to use this data, values of this data, in the response of our Alexa skill. Okay, so let's go to Alexa developer console and let's start creating the Alexa skill. I'm going to post this Alexa link, developer console link as well to get you started. Also remember, for creating developer account on Amazon for Alexa, you don't need to provide any credit card details. You just need to provide some basic details like your name and your email address, etc. etc. So once you are in Alexa Skill Kit's developer console, click on Create Skill. Let us name this skill as Get Tax. As as I am from India, so I am going to make use of English. I am in India. You should be using as per your home state or home country. So choose a model to add to your skill, keep it as custom, and then choose a method to host your skills backend resources. Keep it as provision your own. Click on create skill. Choose a template, keep it as start from scratch by default. Now once you are here, there will be skill builder checklist on the right side. So click on invocation name. Invocation name is get tags. So you need to remove this underscore and keep it as get tags. Click on save. Scroll down a bit and in the left panel there will be something called as endpoint. So click on endpoint and there will be something called as service endpoint type. Select how you will host your skills service endpoint. So click on HTTPS. So here there will be something called as default region required. So and here they will be asking for enter URL. So here what you copied the URL from Losant, you need to copy this over here and then select SSL type as my development endpoint is a subdomain of a domain that has a wildcard certificate from a certificate authority. There is no need for adding other URLs since it is written over here as optional. For North America, for Europe and India, all are optional. So default region is the basic one which we need to provide. Then you can click on save endpoints. Now we are going to create one intent. Inside our skill get tags, we are going to create one intent. Let's name this intent as tags or social media tags. Okay. Then you need to provide some utterances for invoking after invoking your skill to invoke your particular intent. Once you have provided some sample utterances, you can save your model and try to build your model. Now it will, since it will show as full build successful, which means our skill along with our intent social media tags has been created properly. So since it has been created, we can now test this skill. So for invoking our skill, which is get tags, we will be first saying get tags to Alexa, and then we will be invoking our intent, which is list of tag social media tags, which can be invoked using alternate list of tags. So let's go to test mode. Test is disabled for this level. We can make it on by clicking on development. Now we can type it, or we can even say using the mic option. As soon as I will click enter over here, it should go back to our Losant, to this Wavebook, and we should write some reply to this thing. So let's get back to our Losant and just the Wavebook reply. Okay, this colorful green color square box are kind of like nodes. So the second node, which is a Wavebook reply node, we can write some simple JSON response. So for Alexa, there is some default template which can be used for providing as a response to Alexa. So this default response, JSON response, is provided on their official website of Alexa. So I have written text as Alexa response over here. So we should get back Alexa response as the response from the after the skill is invoked from here. So let's save and deploy from over here and keep it here in the right corner. So click on this so that we can see all the debug logs. This last node is a debug node which keeps all the logs over here. So let's try to test this.
Alexa response.
So we were successfully able to connect Alexa developer console with our Losant. Also, please make sure that in the Wavebook reply node, inside that, in the reply body, which you have provided as a default body, there is a key called should end session. It should be false. Okay, so let's get back here and provide as list of tags please.
Alexa response.
Again it came back to Losant and it provided the same response. So now we want to different, because we want a little different response for the first invoking of the skill and then for our invoking of our intent. While invoking of the skill, we can provide something like welcome to open welcome to get tax skill. We can just copy this thing by pressing Ctrl C and then Ctrl V. So you can create a duplicate webhook reply over here. Also in the left panel where it is written as triggers, there are many different nodes present over here. So there are some conditional, some logic as well nodes. So we are going to make use of this as well over here. When the first invoking of the skill request comes to Losant from Alexa, in our case it is open get tags. Inside that request, you can see in the debug panel of our Losant, inside data, inside body, inside request, there will be something called as intent for the intent request, which is list of tags, and for open tag get tags, which is invoking of the skill. There is different kind of body of the request. So here we are going to provide condition something like this. So inside the conditional, we are going to rename it as check if it is intent or it's the skill invoke. Remember, our skill invoker is open get tags and our intent is list of tags. So if it is our intent, like in this debug panel it is showing that this is our intent. So inside the data, in the response in the request, inside data, inside body, inside the request, there will be key called as type. The type will be an intent request. So we are going to check this type as intent request. If it is intent request, then we are going to provide response as intent tags. Also we can minimize this. And you can reuse this debug mode as well. Click on save and deploy. Now let's check. Our responses will be different now. Let's refresh and try it. So now we got the first responses. Welcome to get tag skills, which is our invoker. Now we are going to request for our intent, which is list of.
Welcome to Get Tag Skill.
So list of tag skills, we are getting intent tag skills. So we are getting different responses. First response is for our invoker of our skill invoker, and then second is for our intent. Now we are going to make use of this API.
Intent Tag Skill.
So for making say this is a GET request, which is an API, and the HTTP method is GET. So we can make HTTP request by using a node of HTTP, which is provided by Losant. So this is our HTTP request token. Let's rename our Wavebook reply so that we can understand a little better. Skill invoker, and this is our intent reply. Now for intent, we are going to get tags from this dummy API. So request method is get. You can use other as well: post, put, bash, delete. URL is this. Let's go back a bit and use this. For tags it was /tag. Okay, we don't have to give any timeout. Provide default the subheaders like accept application JSON or content type as application JSON, or if you want it in XML then XML. Also you can provide authorization if you have any authorization. Since this is a dummy API, means we are making use of a non-authentication API, so we don't have to provide any authentication. It can be directly called. So in the last there will be something called as payload part to store response. So let's store this and provide this as response 1. And if any error comes in this, then also we want to store this. So this one should execute as soon as we get our intent request from Alexa. So we are going to call this after we have checked the request is an intent request, and we have not used this get tags response in our Alexa intent response right now, because we need to understand how the response is coming in this. Right. So let's say save and deploy. Let's refresh. Tags.
Welcome to Get Tag Skill.
Then we stop tags.
Intent Tag Skill.
Let's check. So we had stored the response of this HTTP node, which is our external API, dummy API, as response 1. Inside data, inside response 1, inside body, there will be another kind of called as data. So let's make use of this in our response. Tags are open curly braces 2 times and close curly braces 2 times, and between them we have to write the data dot response 1, where our response from the REST API is stored. Inside that response 1, as you can see in the debug window, inside the response 1, one more key is there, body. Inside body, one more data is there. Inside data, what data, all the tags are there. So just provide this something like this and click on. Also should end session, it should be true now. Click on save and deploy. Now let's get back to Alexa developer console, refresh it one time, and let's test it. So first, our invoker, skill invoker, open get tags, and then request.
Welcome to Get Tag Skill.
Request. Then we should be invoking our intent. Stop tags, please.
Tags are funny, picture, text, post, interesting, read, something, tag, common, any.
So now it is displaying all of the tags on the third-party API in our Alexa. This is one way to create a Alexa skill without much of code. I will be including all the links for the Amazon Alexa developer account, which is provided over here, and then our Losant account, as well as the default Alexa default response, which is a JSON response which you need to provide in the Losant. It's up to you how you can explore for the data table for storing data, as well as there are many other nodes provided here in Losant. And you can even make use of AWS over here directly, or S3 buckets, and then even your GCP functions and ML functions can also be make use of. Also it provides readily of MongoDB, also Node, and then ServiceNow. Also you can make use of ServiceNow node for getting some incident data, or you can even make use of SQL node for directly querying in data, like you can make a select query, or even create query you can store in your SQL and get from your SQL database. Similarly, there are some more nodes such as SendGrid. You can make use of SendGrid or email for making email notifications from this platform to some other platform, or even make use of Twilio to make a reply to make a notification on your WhatsApp or something like that. So thank you. Please comment so that I can improve myself in the next video. Thank you for watching.